What's good, you children? Here the most woke, no joke, and I'm back at it again with a brand new video. And I'm gonna keep it a boat break biscuit, Marty Herney. Don't make this mistake. Mama say it again, Marty Herney. Look at me in my eyes. Look at me in my ojos. The windows to my motherfucking soul, Marty Herney. Don't make this mistake. Let's go on a PIP right now. I saw this tweet from Billy Marshall last night. I didn't want to do a video on it, but I felt like maybe I should. Along with Ronnie Harrison, Memphis wide receiver Anthony Miller is visiting the Panthers today. Now, if you haven't seen that video I did on Anthony Miller, which is also a video on, forgot dude's name. It was this quarterback, Riley Ferguson, actually. Remember that name. But I have a video on both of them. It's going to be above my head over here. But that's not the biggest point here. It says Ronnie Harrison. Now, a lot of y'all, and a lot of NFL analysts are pretty high on Ronnie Harrison. I am not. I am not, for a number of reasons. This is a guy I actually did watch a little bit of this year. Because, I mean, he's played for the best team in the nation. And I watched a few Bama games. But I am not high on Ronnie Harrison. I'll get into that in a second. But let's go ahead and look at his draft measurables, his combine stuff. So, first of all, he's 6'3", 214 pounds. He's a big guy. This is a big guy who has probably a lot more room in his frame to get even bigger, maybe 225. He can be a big safety in the NFL. And he graded pretty high, chance to become an NFL starter. That's not bad. Now, he doesn't have a 40-yard dash time for the combine, but from what I saw, he's like a 4.5. He's like a mid to high 4.5, maybe even 4.6 type of guy. So he doesn't have blazing speed, but he's really just a big hitter type of guy. 34-inch vert, that's not bad. 120 broad is about what we see from a lot of players. The dude's not too bad. He's not too bad. He's expected to go to the second round. Basically, he's a quick reaction type of guy who can be kind of quick. He reads the quarterback. He's pretty aware of the field. He can see routes when they're coming. Look at you throughout your break. His eyes flash to the quarterback to see if he's going to you out of your break. He can play pretty good man coverage, but we play a lot of zone. We play a lot of zone in Carolina, so, I mean, what are we going to do with that? But he plays under the route, uses this length lockdown passes. Now, if you watch any of my videos where I talk about DBs, I literally, every time I talk about a DB, I always say, I like tall DBs with a little bit of, with wingspan so they can go underneath routes and come across the body and swipe at balls. It's not just about going and high pointing a ball against a tall receiver and getting interceptions or defending fades up the field. I like wingspan and I like length and height for like those in-breaking routes and getting a hand there, getting active and swatting the ball on the inside at chest level. I always say that, so I like that a lot. And his biggest strengths are also some of his biggest weaknesses. He's a big hitter. He makes sure that every time you get the ball in your hand, if it's you versus him, he's gonna make you feel it. He's gonna make sure that you understand. Look, my name is Billy Marshall. My name is Ronnie Harrison, and you're not coming to this side of the field again. He's a big hitter, hard hitter. He's 6'3", 220-ish. So, I mean, you're going to feel that. Leads with his shoulder every time. But that's also one of his biggest weaknesses. He's good in run protection. He can definitely blitz you. But one of his biggest weaknesses is he leads with that lead shoulder every time. He leads with his shoulder, and he has tendencies to whiff or over pursue or take bad angles on running backs mostly, but even still receivers in open field situations, because he leads with his shoulder and tries to make you. He goes for a hit stick every time. If you play Madden, you know what a hit stick is. He goes for the hit stick every time and doesn't want to wrap up. He doesn't want to go chest to chest and wrap you up. He wants to go shoulder. He wants to go shoulder pad to your chest or to your numbers and make sure you feel it every single play, which is cool for a hard-hitting safety who make your bread and butter off that. But that's not gonna. That's what we had with Trey Boston. Trey Boston was a good coverage guy out there in the secondary, but he would take bad angles and try to go for big hits all the time, and it just really messed up what we were doing, because we really can't afford to let mental mistakes and whiffs going for highlight reels mess up our chances at a game. You saw what happened in Minneapolis. You saw how Drew Brees did not get that Super Bowl ring this year. I 100% guarantee you, Drew Brees wins his second ring, and this past year, if your boy just wraps up, why are you leading with your shoulder going down? The miracle in Minneapolis happened because of a play like Ronnie Harrison does a lot of times. Leading down with your shoulder, going for that big hit when you don't need to. And that's what I don't really like about him. He's become more willing to wrap up rather than strike, but angular frame can take the worst of it on head-on collisions. He plays over the top, but he isn't always access it on a consistent basis. I mean, complex routes can bait him into jumping an early break. If you can't look at a double move and stay home, it's like getting shook in basketball. You have to be able to stay home, watch their hips, and don't watch where they're head faking or they're leading with a shoulder, take a hard fake with the shoulder and coming out to the outside. That's not what you got to do when you're playing DB. But let's look at his measurables here, his stats. His freshman year wasn't too bad. He had a total of 17 tackles, 1 sack, 2 interceptions. That's not bad. 6 passes defended. Sophomore year, he played all 14 games. This man had 83 tackles. That's not bad at all. 2 interceptions, 1 taken for a touchdown, 7 passes defended, and 2 fumble recoveries. We'll take it. He also had a touchdown off a fumble, and that's dope. This is a big man. Then his junior year, he had 74 total tackles, 4.5 for a loss, 2.5 sacks, and 4 passes defended. This guy puts up stats. I like this guy as a big hitting safety, but honestly, it's high risk, high reward with him. And we need people in our secondary to stay true. We need them to be able to give us consistency every step of the way. I like big hitters. I like guys who can put a helmet on you and make you second guess coming across the field or looking at me when I'm looking at you when you catch the ball. I like that. But when it comes to our secondary, we need bend but don't break. And he's either gonna break or break you. There's no bend with this guy. It's like he's either gonna make a big play, a highlight play, or he might let you go past him. And I'm not a big fan of on defense, I'm not a big fan of all the flashiness. I want solid, good defense. Make him punt. Make him kick a field goal. I don't really care too much about super highlights. Like, at least in our secondary. In our front 7, I like that. Run stuffing, I like that. Luke Kuechly, best linebacker in the game. Top 10 player in the game right now. Won't bluff. Don't come in the comments talking about some other players. Luke Kuechly's top 10 in the game. Any position. But in the secondary, stay true. I want guys who are going to keep the play in front of them and not give up big plays mentally. If a guy's just better than you, okay. If Julio blows by you, AB blows by you, that's what they do. That's what they do. Just don't let it get in your head. But if you're going for highlight plays to get commercials and whatnot, do that for the Browns. Do that for someone else. Do that for Atlanta so we can bust you up. But don't do that. Don't go for highlight plays all the time. I'm not high on Ronnie Harrison. He's a good, solid player, but not for us, man. But let me know what y'all think in the comments below, man. Let me know. Do you like Ronnie Harrison? You already know what to do with that like button. I got a button right here for subscribe. A button right here for you to watch more videos. Namaste. Back sooner than you think.